Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings everyone. Today our group will introduce about our project that is called Clothes Refashion in UMT. The main target for this project is the students of UMT. The goal for this project is to minimize the textile wasting among UMT students. The textile wasting is the finished garments that being discarded regardless of during the production, consumption or even distribution. There are two types of textile wasting, which is pre-consumer waste, which includes generated during manufacturing such as silk, wool and cotton or any other else. The second type is post-consumer waste, which is discarded clothes that we talk about. There are few consequences from the textile wasting such as water and soil pollution from the decomposition, the increase of industrial costs and also toxic gases from the textile incinerated.
I want to talk about the problem statement. So, about the economic focus, the rising cost of living has made it difficult for some university students to afford quality clothing and reasonable price. There is a significant gap between students' daily needs and their financial capabilities, which limits their access to sustainable clothes option. So, about the sustainable focus, the accumulation of unmanaged pre-loved clothing contributes to textile waste, while simultaneously many students require more affordable clothing alternatives. So this issue stems from the lack of systematic platforms within the campus to efficiently collect and distribute second-hand garments.
Now, let's move on to our project objectives, which are centered around the three pillars of sustainability and directly linked to the SDG. First is the environmental. Our first objective is to reduce textile waste within UMT Residential College, which is College Kediaman. Instead of students throwing away unwanted shirts during semester breaks or check-up periods, which often end up in local landfills, we aim to collect and recirculate them. By doing this, we are taking direct to SDG 12, which is responsible consumption and production, and SDG 13, which is climate change. Second is social. Secondly, we want to practice Ihsan by supporting our fellow students. Our goal is to provide a pre-loved clothing alternative that is affordable and accessible to the UMT community, especially for the B40 student group or those staying in campus who need professional attire for presentations or interviews at a low cost. This aligns with SDG 10, which is reduce inequalities. 3 is the economic goals. Objective is to establish a self-sustaining micro-business model rather than just a one-off campaign. We want to prove that useless item can generate a value. Since our price for clothes is around 1 to 10 ringgit, which is fit a student budget, ensuring the project is economically inclusive. The small revenue gathered from our 1 to 10 ringgit sales will be used to sustain the project logistics, which refund to the student by buying some needs or food for them, which is supporting to the SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth.
Next is our methodology and implementation plan. Starting with who, this project is handled by our team, while students act as both donors and buyers. For what? We collect used clothes, clean them, and then resell them at affordable prices from between 1 ringgit to 5 ringgits. For where? The collection points are placed at all residential blocks as well as KKSM and Cafe Limbong. For when? The project runs from week 7 to week 10, starting with survey, followed by collection, cleaning, and finally selling. For how? We use a Google form to pick up requests, provide 24/7 drop-off baskets, and conduct sales through a booth at KKSM. Moving to the process, it starts with form submission or drop-off. Then we collect the items, clean and store them, sort and price accordingly, sell at the booth, and finally record all data for analysis. Each team member is assigned specific roles, including collection, cleaning, sorting, sales and marketing, and data recording to ensure smooth execution.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Azim Bashirasdi. So let's continue to search. Number 1 is financial. Project fund. Project fund is income from the selling clothes. The second one is human resources. Human resources is group members and students. The third one is location. Location, we take all resident block, Kekesam and Kefilimbung. The fourth one is equipment and technology. For equipment and technology, we use phone, laptop, Google Form, and digital poster. The last one is information. Information we get from survey data and feedback. Expected result of Refashion program. First, waste reduction and environmental impact. This project will reduce textile waste by reusing old clothes. Students will learn about sustainable fashion and its importance. Second, community engagement and skill development. Participants will develop practical skills such as basic sewing, creativity and problem solving, which is can apply in daily life. Third, increase awareness of sustainable fashion. This project will increase awareness about the importance of recycling, reusing and reducing waste among the university community. It will encourage students to adopt more sustainable lifestyle and make responsible consumption choice. Fourth, economic benefit. Refashion clothing item can potentially be sold, creating small-scale income opportunities for students. This may encourage entrepreneurial thinking and support sustainable business practice within the campus.
Hello, and my name is Muhammad Adam Nazmi bin Zainal, and my matrix number is S76182, and I would like to talk about contribution to the Sustainable Development Goals. So first SDG, it is SDG X, decent work and economic growth. SDG X help creating opportunities for UMT students to get income through sale and producing. This makes sustainable economic growth by supporting creative and eco-friendly business practices. For the second SDG, it is SDG 10, reduce inequalities. So, SDG 10 supports by promoting inclusivity in fashion among students through affordable refashion clothing. This helps students from different financial backgrounds to buy quality clothing at lower cost. And for the third SDG, it is SDG 12 and SDG 13. That's it, responsible consumption and production and climate action. So, SDG 12 help improving resource efficiency and minimizing waste, thus help students realize to be more responsible in managing their resources. While SDG 13 get to lowering emission and promoting sustainable practice like reusing old clothing. Thus, it can be long-term commitment to protect the environment.
And then for analysis plan, we are gonna use 5 methods for this event. First is data tracking. For data tracking, we are gonna calculate the total number of the clothes collected, the total number of clothes resold, the total fund raised, and lastly, the number of students that involve, the donors and the buyers. And second method is waste audit. We are gonna compare the amount of textile collected with the estimate amount that would have been discarded. And then we measure how much textile waste is reduced. And third method is survey. There are 3 things to measure here: awareness of sustainable fashion, the willingness to reuse clothing, and the satisfaction with the program. For fourth method is observation. We are gonna monitor the participation during the sale events, and we are gonna observe the student behavior. For the last method is engagement tracking for social media. We are gonna take a look at the likes, share, and the comments. We are gonna take a look too about the reach and the views of our promotional content on our social media that we post.
In conclusion, this project able to minimize the textile wasting among UMT students by selling the old attires or clothes to other students in UMT. In fact, the clothes are also affordable in price, which helps B40 students to own good-looking clothes that being thrown away by the original owner. This project taught us to become visionary and creative thinking in order to reducing the textile wasting among UMT students. Not only that, this project also taught us that one man's trash is another man's treasure, meaning that even though it's no longer needed by the original owner, it actually become an asset to the new owner. That's all for me.